Are you a CDL driver in Indiana facing OVWI charges? It's an important question to ask because OVWI charges for CDL drivers have far greater consequences than for anyone else. I'm attorney Zach Bailey with the Marc Lopez Law Firm to talk a little bit about what these possible consequences can be and how we can help mitigate them. One important thing to note is if you're a CDL driver, the standard for the level of which you can be charged with an OVWI is lower. So if you're a CDL driver operating your commercial vehicle, instead of that 0.08 number that we think of here, that over the limit, under arrest 0.08, the number for a CDL driver operating their vehicle is 0.04. So that's a few drinks less. I mean, you may not even be feeling any kind of buzz and you could still be violating a law and possibly risking your CDL license by operating above a 0.04. CDL drivers also face sort of a zero tolerance policy when it comes to operating while intoxicated. For most drivers, an OVWI offense, yeah, you may get your license suspended, but we can probably get you specialized driving privileges, keep you driving, and it's a short-term thing. It's different if you have a commercial driver's license. If you have a commercial driver's license and you pick up a first OVWI offense, a conviction of that offense leads to an automatic 1-year suspension of your CDL. Now that doesn't even come from the state courts, the prosecutor, anything like that, so it's not typically something we can negotiate off. It comes from the federal government who regulates that CDL. So we have no control once a conviction is entered over what happens to that CDL. Now that's for a first offense. For a second offense, the stakes are even higher. You could be facing a lifetime ban of that commercial driver's license if you have a second OVWI offense. So it's important to give us a call so we can talk about it and look at the timeline of when things happen to talk about the possible ramifications. Another possible ramification of facing an OVWI charge as a CDL driver is the specialized driving privileges. Like I said, a normal operator's license, you'd be eligible for specialized driving privileges. But if you carry a CDL, you are specifically prohibited from specialized driving privileges while you hold that CDL. So the stakes are even higher. So it's so important if you are facing an OVWI and you have a CDL to give us a call to talk about what we can do, how we can fight this, because we see so many of these cases. We know how to fight these cases. We know what to look for to give you the best chance to continue your employment. Because for so many people, this is their livelihood. And we're talking not just the short term of that license, but long-term future employment and things along those lines, because those are all at stake with an OVWI on your license and a CDL. We look into all the evidence to find how we can fight this case for you, how we can challenge the evidence. The state's gonna make it seem as though everything's against you and you just need to get the case over with and take a plea immediately. That's not how we look at it because we know how important this is. So we will look at every bit of evidence. We will challenge it, everything we can challenge to fight for you and to fight for your license. We'll give you a free case consultation. We'll look through everything together and we'll come up with a plan to do everything we can do to save that license for you. Give us a call, 317-632-3642, and remember, always plead the fifth.